You ever have this feeling when you don't get the sale, you get a chargeback, something bad happens, right? And you just feel so down and it takes you so long to get back in the game. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how to live in the middle and the advice that I was given early on as an agent that has helped me sell a lot of insurance, over 500,000, and now our agency does about 150 to $250,000 per month in AP. And so what I want to share with you is live in the middle. Don't let the highs get too high. Don't let the lows get too low. Live in the middle, right? And so what I did and what I still do to this day that has helped propel us to go from one sale a day and feeling really good and confident in doing that to 2 sales to 3 sales to 5 sales to 10 sales per day and continuing to grow, and ultimately the goal being 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 in a day and per day. It's really from this concept of like, whenever there's a high, make that your new standard, right? I don't want to, your body has an internal temperature and your identity is stemmed from that, right? And so when you get really crazy high and you're used to making 1 sale a day and all of a sudden you make 4, or all of a sudden you make 5 sales in a day, you're on this crazy high. It's the best day in the world. It feels great. But then you have 3 chargebacks in a day or 2 insufficient funds and 1 client calls to cancel. Then things get low and gloomy. And so what I want to share with you is don't take a loss. Don't take even wins. I would take into another call, but losses and failures and somebody says I need to think about it, or banking objection. Don't take that into the next call, because that person, you might not give that person a fair chance in a fair shot. And so one of the top producers in my agency, actually, I saw him, he got 2 cancellations in the like within about an hour and a half. He tried saving them, wasn't able to, but then he got a banking objection on the 3rd one. And so I'm like, pretty tough day, huh? He's like, yeah, really tough day. Well, he used this concept of not letting the lows get too low and not letting the highs get too high, and he ends up closing like an $1,800 sale. And so if he didn't have a short memory, if he didn't have a if he let the lows get too low and you get in this valley of despair, right, and you stay low and stay stuck and you're like, oh, nobody wants to buy, you might blow away opportunities that people actually want to buy if you're in your best spot and you have your peak conviction. And so you want to always check the conviction level that you have and your confidence level as well. And so that's why I think it's really important, if you want to go far in this industry, it's to stack small wins. Make sure you have the internal confidence that literally nothing that comes is going to phase you. I've had a lot of agents in the agency ask me like, dude, how are you just unfazed? How are you just like very non-emotional? Whether you close $7,000 in a day, or you close 1, or we get chargebacks or not, or if somebody has a great day, like, how are you very unemotional? And I'm like, because my standard is here. My standard is 3 to 5 sales per day. If I don't hit that, then it feels off. It feels weird. If we don't, as an agency, hit 10 sales or 10K in a day of AP, it's kind of like, okay, what's going on? What can we do to build, fix the systems that we have? What can we do to make the environment better so that agents are constantly producing $20,000 to $40,000 a month in our free lead program? Like, how does that actually happen? Because my standards have risen. Once we hit 10K in a day, that's my new standard. Because I want to share with you another story is I remember one of my very first years, month 9 or 10, it was actually in December. I did $15,000 in a day, and then I did like 25,000 in 3 days total, right? And so Thursday and Friday, I fell off the wagon, right? I didn't hit the I voluntarily took the sales or the wind out of my sails, and so out of my sail. And so what happened was I went on like the worst 2 to 3 week run that I've had ever in insurance, unfortunately. And it's because when I was in the peak, when I was closing everybody, when it was just the best day, I had 7 sales in a day. When I had that happen, and then all of a sudden it drops, and I didn't work as hard Thursday and Friday, and then I got out of rhythm. that's when I wasn't able to keep going. And so there's power in consistency and power in showing up, because there's compounding growth that happens. I was talking to another agent, brand new agent, actually my brother was talking to him, and he's only able to work 4 days a week because of other priorities and other things that he already had in his schedule. So anyways, long story short, I was like, dude, I think that there's power in every single day practicing your script, because I was out of town. I was gone for like 3 days. I wasn't practicing the script. I wasn't saying it out loud. I wasn't talking to clients at all. There's a personal thing that happened. And so I was gone and I wasn't able to really call and make sales. So anyways, long story short, I realized, like, coming back after 4 days, that I got a little bit rusty. It wasn't coming out as smooth as it could. My conviction wasn't as high. And so it's just taking the Atomic Habits principle into this. And that's also what builds the confidence, right? If you're able to constantly just make sales, if you're constantly able to say the script and it flows really well, and you're just able to work a little bit, even like sometimes you don't work a whole 12-hour shift, but maybe you work 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours just to keep things going. Like, you don't want to take a day off. You just never want to miss. You always want to just continue going, because if you take one step back, if you take the weekends off and you're just completely off, that's going to take away from the compounding effect that could happen, because you don't have to like reset. You don't have to turn off and then turn back on, and then Monday's a warm-up day for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now you just lost efficiency. So what if you just work 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours on a Saturday or Sunday to continue to keep the ball rolling? So Monday, you actually come in lights out and really hot. And that's why most Mondays are really solid for me, is because I don't work a ton on Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sundays are more rest day, but I'll maybe work 30 minutes to an hour, make sure I'm in the groove of things. And then when Monday comes, boom, I'm lights out, working 8 to 12 hours a day. And so that's just the reality of it. So, and then very last thing is I would say is, like, when you hit those highs, make that your new standard. If you hit 3 sales in a day, be like, okay, now I know how to do this. How do I continue doing it from here on out? And the very last thing that I want to share with you is when you have a lot on the line, as we do with this agency, we're putting a lot of money, with a lot of ad spend, a lot of resources, a lot of time and attention into this. I think it forces a level of focus that you just have to remove your emotions. That's another variable. It's never going to be enough. It's not going to be as easy or whatever. So if you're able to stay on the road and just force yourself to dial in, force yourself to focus, put your back against the wall and make it happen, and make sure you are laser focused, that's when you're ultimately going to see results. So I hope this video was super helpful for you. If it was, drop in the comments down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.